My name's Torkel Duthie, and I'm the Director of Undergraduate Studies in the Department of Asian Languages and Cultures. Typical timeline depends on language acquisition. We're a department that teaches a lot of languages, Japanese, Chinese, Korean, South Asian, Southeast Asian languages as well. And a typical degree would carry up someone to fourth year. So if someone comes in their first year, then it'll take them until their fourth year. However, students sometimes come in with some previous background, and they can also take use of summer sessions, in which case they can sometimes get through 4 years in as few as 2 years at times. For transfer students, they who come in as juniors or sophomores, they usually come in with some other background. But a lot of students feel they think, oh, I might want to study Japanese or another language in their second or third years, and they think I don't have time. They actually do if they take use of summer sessions. They can actually do it. We've had transfers to doing that. We're a very large department, and we cover all Asia, primarily East Asia, but mostly Asia. So we, in addition to teaching all the languages I mentioned, Chinese, Japanese, Korean, Thai, Filipino, Indonesian, Vietnamese, Hindi, Urdu, Sanskrit. We also have specialists in all kinds of different areas. So we have faculty who teach literature of one of these countries, cinema, religion, history, archaeology, so that our graduates, when they graduate, they not only specialists in a language, they also have this very well-rounded base in disciplines and culture of the area. We also have other extracurricular resources. We're all linked to the various centers in the International Institute. There's a Center for Japanese Studies, one for Chinese Studies, one for Korean, Southeast Asian Studies, a Center for Buddhism. And most of the directors of these institutes, are in our departments. And we put in a lot of programming there. Some of the programming is very academic, but some of the programming is quite is for the community and for undergraduates as well. And we bring theater troupes, film directors, etc. So we have those kind of resources. And recently we got a big donation from the owner of Uniqlo. I don't know if you guys know Uniqlo, the store in I think there's a store in Santa Monica. Now it's a Japanese clothing store. So we got a very large donation from Yanai Tadashi, who's the owner, and we're putting on a lot of programming. Unfortunately, with COVID, we're a little kind of, we've had to stop some of that, but as soon as we can, we'll be doing a lot of exciting stuff there too. There are some, in the humanities, there don't tend to be a lot of research, as many research opportunities as there are in the sciences, because humanities faculty tend to research and do research by themselves. But there are some. Usually they come about because an undergraduate takes a class with a particular faculty member, gets interested in a topic. They tend to be in things like, say, film, where you're doing some kind of database, or linguistics, where you're kind of interviewing people, native speakers of different languages. There are some, they come about through individual initiatives, usually with undergraduates. There's two types of questions. We have a undergraduate affairs student officer who answers logistical questions. How many units do I need? When do I need to take my third year of the language in order to graduate in time? All these kind of questions. And the SAO, the student affairs officer, usually deals with those. And we also get a lot of the questions I like the most I get from students are, where can I find more information about this topic? Where can I find a book about this? We're always incredibly happy to talk about those things. So we get a lot of things like that. And then also what I get queries from students who are figuring out what they're interested in, what they thought they didn't like something, they took a class, they were very pleasantly surprised, they want to learn more about it. So I'm always happy to talk to students, not only in my field, but as Director of Undergraduate Studies. Feel free to write to me, where can I find more information about this? And the other one, of course, is what can I do with this when I finish? That's a major thing. And we have an alumni panel every year where we bring back our graduates, might have graduated 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. And then we bring back a selection of people who went into different kinds of industries, different kinds of jobs. And the answer is pretty much everything. A lot of people go into, some go into teaching, people go into finance, people go into, I have a student who works in the State Department now, community organizing. I had another student there was another student in our department who works on Skid Row with homeless people. There's all kinds of people. Some people use their Asian language background, others don't. Either way, they become very well rounded. and they're having a very sort of broad exposure to Asian languages and Asian cultures helps them, whether they go into study to work in Asia or to do with Asia or something related in Asia in the future or not. Mostly on our website. If you go to our website, Asian Languages and Cultures at UCLA, or you just Google UCLA ALC, you can even Google ALC undergraduate UCLA, you'll find information about what other languages we teach, the major sheets, what courses you need to take, but also other things such as study abroad programs is very popular in our department for obvious reasons, and other things that are going on in the department. And you can also look up the centers that I mentioned before, Center for Japanese Studies, Korean. You'll find a lot of activities there as well. You can also just, my name, of course, is on the website, Director of Undergraduate Studies. You find all our emails there. Please feel free to email us out of the blue. We're always happy to answer questions. I'd like to share that, this is a hard time right now. It's not the undergraduate first year experience, if this is your first year at UCLA, that you're probably expecting, but I think it's going to get better. I think we're also discovering how to work better in this environment and to take advantage of it a little bit. So to conclude, I just say, stay safe, keep well, and keep your spirits up. That's the most important thing, I think.